Hey YouTube, JW. A new edition of New Arrival Retro Knives for you guys today. Got a lot of stuff here. Let's get started. First, I got a newer style, if that's what you want to call it, NATO military. Been used, has wear on it. I call it the newer style. This was a style that was made in Italy. Sold a lot by Edgeco. Goes back to the 80s, but it doesn't have that classic NATO military design like this, what I call the old style, the original style. Has an interesting mark on it. Rizzy. It's a firm out of Italy, is what it is. Works pretty good. Got it cheap. Taylor coon skinner. New old stock. This is early Taylor, Japan, early 1980s. That's kind of what they generally refer to as a frostwood type handle, which I really like. It's what they call a clasp knife. Real pretty knife. Some people on Instagram were saying that this knife was racist. Actually, I didn't even think of that, but I guess maybe if you're a moron. Pretty cool. I went coon hunting a lot when I was a kid. My grandpa was a big coon hunter. He used to kill them, and then we'd take the hides to fur place and sell it. Winchester knife. Interesting too. I camp at Sparta, Illinois, at the World Shooting Complex a lot. And this is from the 2006 Grand American. And it's just a Winchester. It's out of a firm in Kentucky. It's Bluegrass Cutlery. Made the knife, but it's just a Winchester shot shell knife that's made in Italy. And then on the blade, it says Vandalay, Ohio, the end of an era. Grand American 2005, because up until that point for many years the NRA Grand American was in Ohio, and then they changed it to Sparta in 2006. So this was to commemorate the American Trap Shooting Association's first year at the Grand American at Sparta, Illinois, which is where they still have it to this day. Got a Frost Cutlery transition knife. Transition meaning when they went to Taiwan from Japan in the early to mid 1990s. And the guy, he had a bunch of these, all different ones of this small style. And this one kind of just stood out to me. I like the way that handle looks. So I picked it up. Never seen one like that before. Throwing knife. Japan. K-bar. Pretty common design. Probably 1970s. I'd say. Elite Forces UC 688 and that is Taiwan. Boot knife. New old stock. And it has the throwing spikes, which is kind of cool. Get going here. I want this video to last for 1,000 years. Shell puller, classic design, German Springer. I bought this at a reasonable price used. Saw the inox, jumped on it fast. Didn't realize that it's made in China. Yeah, a GOM. It's a Chinese copy, but still for the price, it's pretty fair. Looks fine. Good user. Balisong. You can see the handles kind of loose here. It's of unknown origin. Some may kind of look, you may think it may be a little familiar to like a Pakistan type style. The carbon steel blade, you know, it's a handmade knife, but it looks more in the style of a production folder. It could be Filipino handmade, but a guy told me he thinks this was actually made in India. They did make Balisongs in India as well, even though they, you know, originated from the Philippines. So that's interesting. That's a very old knife. A little folder here that I actually carried this to a wedding the other day. I wanted something little to put in my pocket. It worked out really nice. Real nice quality Taylor Cedo Phantom. It's a Robert Long, Japanese designer. Just a nice little knife to throw in the pocket. It's got a little bit of character there to it. 1975, the movie Jaws spawned an entire line of merchandise, including knives. There was 2 designs in this. It's basically a copy of a Kershaw Trooper. Pretty cool. Kind of interesting part of history there, that they would do something like that. Looks like it would be made like in Pakistan, but it's not marked. Cross cutlery, new old stock, late 1980s Japan. Cat Skinner. I remember seeing these in the Smoky Mountain Knife Work catalogs. Nice quality knife. Nice leather sheath. Skinner, finger Skinner design, and it has that nice scrimshaw work on it there. That's a nice knife. Black Titan survival knife. 440 stainless silicone coated blade. This is Japan. New old stock. Hollow handle. Classic sawback design. sheath. Got your sharpening stone there. Rambo configuration. And the kit that goes in the handle was made in Taiwan. Knife made in Japan. That's weird. I didn't notice that before. And a couple more here. Explore Japan. Diver's knife. Diver's survival diver's knife. This is a nice piece too. Just straps. Really nice new old stock knife. It's a dive knife, but it has the survival type blade to it. What else we got? We'll do this boy last here. Got this from a good friend. He even sent it in this nice Strider case. There's another Rizzy. I actually saw this knife and gave it to him. So he was looking for one, and then he ended up selling it back to me. So it worked out pretty good. Great shape. Got a little bit of a flaw there on the handle. Brass gold bolster, white, small, guardless step bolster. Works pretty good. Interesting blade, and it has an interesting mark on the blade there too. Real beauty. No peak. So that pretty much sums it up. My wife's pulled in the garage, so I'm going to end this one. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.